Aggressive play coming in here early on from G2 as they push down on Long B here on the starting map of Bind. Initially, there were some players built up in that territory for NiP, but they're going to be falling off. Here's the duel potentially taking place over towards short, and it's Mixwell falling to Rhyme as the Cypher. Rhyme is an interesting player because when we saw him play early on, he was actually hard-locking Reyna. Not exactly an agent that many players select, and in fact has fallen out completely. We haven't really seen many Reyna picks throughout this tournament, but has switched things over to the Cypher and has been doing quite well. It's another pick coming out as well for G2, or NiP, excuse me, onto G2 that finds him at the 5-on-3.
Still going to be the site take that needs to occur, and ardiis had one very highlight-worthy clip yesterday with the operator on Ascent. And now, looking at his perspective, he repositions towards the shower. That spike, of course, going down, and no brimstone on either team means that the triple smoke on the truck has to feel and look a little different. You see that dark cover covering maybe a little bit more ground than what we're normally used to with the brimstone smokes. And davidp on duty here, trying to clear out U-Haul and be greeted with a shock dart. So now having to heal back up to full on the opposite side. I believe it's Fearoth now with the swing. Rhyme is going to be the one that takes that frag though, but Patitek really trying to hunt down that refrag. Recon Bolt will be taken out as well as the Sova player, and now setting up that dark cover. But Patitek, he's on his lonesome, and the swing from
more powerful than the other. Mixwell has the Blade Storm as the Jet. That ult can be very scary and can single-handedly turn around towards your favor. We've seen time and time again how Jet mains have used it aggressively, and it's worked out. And you can hear the ult popped by Mixwell, who's going to be moving in towards short. There's targets right around the corner. How does he handle this one? Swings wide, goes for the Cypher peek, and ends up taking out Rhyme. The shot from the operator is just a little too late. So a nice start to the round here for G2 with that ult. Will Mixwell find more? There's one in the showers. Wants to wash him away from the round. Gets clipped by the op shot. Has to be careful as the shock dart could come through. But in fact, it's going to be the recon dart. Nice smoke coming out from Mixwell to try and give more time to shift over towards the U-Haul for defense.
You know, he's got the most accurate weapon in his hand in the game. Blade Storm, of course, can also 100 to 0 with the right click, but unfortunately needs to reset if he wants more blades to come through, and CREA will put a stop to that immediately. ardiis now in the smoke. He's got a couple of shock darts, and it's the ghost that he will become, not the one in his hand. As two operators on the board for NiP, they are making it difficult for G2 to have any space to play. davidp maneuvers his way in, actually, into U-Haul, avoiding that recon bolt, and they go hunting. pyth, he's going to find one, and now it's just down to davidp. He's got the Sheriff. Likely not going to be able to make anything happen other than finding a very crucial headshot onto the Omen, but still, I think there's two operators. He's got to play it the best that he can. Going to be picking up an upgrade. That's the op. Now here comes the peak. And it's Fearoth. And I'll say night.
Case. As you've got davidp now sitting up on top of the tuna can. Spots out that Boombot rolling around over in Hookah. There's the Aldrone as well. The orb coming in to try and slow things down. They're going to continue to push out because of that dart in davidp's belly. He's got to move. I love the movement coming out from Hip to try to dodge the shots, but Patitek is there and he's just too quick. It'll come down to now 3 on NiP as G2 continue to play defense, but they're losing control of the site. Now Mixwell has showed up with that operator. Mixwell's going to find 3 on the round. A nice chat was blowing up because of the delay to that massive smoke shots that we saw in a few rounds ago from Mixwell. I'm kind of curious what their reaction will be to that missed shot from Mixwell that results in that round happening the way that it did. 7 seconds on the clock. He hits that, the round's over. CREA goes for the ult to get that intel, spots the one in heaven. Somehow, Mixwell gets away from it, and he wants some redemption here. Quick shot coming out onto Hip. There's more targets coming through from the showers. There it is through the smoke yet again. Mixwell just too quick with the operator. It's now up to CREA. Stuck behind the cyber cage. 5 players remain for the defense.
Well, okay. That was
able to do off winning the pistol. They won the first 4. G2 started to claw their way back into the game. and then NiP came in and finished things off a little bit stronger towards the end. And that results on this 6-6 scoreline. mixwell moving in through the showers. They spot one in the backside of sight. mixwell just charges in with the pistol, but it's going to be Patitek who picks off Fearoth, finishing that last bit of HP that was left. mixwell wants to get closer and closer towards the Raze, who actually found 2. Hit with a nade, able to pick up 2 kills somehow. But sight control is lost. And they're actually going to take the port. I love this. There was a rotate coming through, but they were both in spawn, so they're going to get there just in time to try to catch them as they come out through hookah. And you can see the Cypher Rhyme not able to repeat the success we saw from him in that 1v1 with the Sheriff against mixwell, but their shots going back and forth that results in a 1-on-2. It's luckeRRR currently on site. They're trying to get that spike down. They haven't yet secured it.
Yeah, and now the peek comes through from luckeRRR, still trying to use the smoke to his advantage. 1 kill is going to come through, down to mixwell versus luckeRRR. Battle of the operators, and mixwell can very well get this plant down, but on the opposite side, luckeRRR is going to be laying in wait for that audio cue. And now with that spike starting to come through, all luckeRRR needs to do is wait for this wall to dissipate. Now mixwell ready for the peek around the corner, sees the shoulder of luckeRRR, and oh baby! It's the pistol that goes over to NiP, and they regain their lead 7-6.
Winning both pistols here is huge for NiP. Obviously, we see
for the defense. They've been able to hold off some of these early rounds. Now, with G2 ready for a push, the executes are going to start to come through with the smokes.
Aldrone over the top. Not going to spot out Hip, who's playing inside of this dark cover. The wall is going to come in, and oh, that might work out well at first. At least drops the spike, but his position exposed, so the spike doesn't get initially planted. There's actually a gap in that wall as well that they could potentially exploit. Great paranoia coming out from Patitek over in the U-Haul. CREA getting closer to that position, gets spotted by the recon dart, has to back off for fear of going around that corner too quickly. Goes for the peek regardless, won't win the initial battle. Dark cover coming down. It's a 4-on-4, and mixwell's gone for the ult. The Blade Storm popped by mixwell. And a res coming in as well to give NiP the man advantage back. mixwell still in position with that operator. Misses the first shot. They're all coming through the same way we've seen them retake before. Going up over the top of the APC. There's the ult being popped as well. The Hunter's Fury coming out from the Sova. Not going to do any damage.
Wow.
As the defenders win the round, the spike was defused. It's like maybe a foolish mistake. I love this style of play. So using that Aldrone to get into the portal, they may have heard the footsteps. They had Sova up pretty close, so it's possible they heard that leap across. We'll see if it ends up working out well for Rhyme. But there's pings currently being sent down. luckeRRR's right around the corner here. Shock Dart going in will take out the tripwire. Aldrone coming out as well. Might force luckeRRR out of this position, trying to get away and get around the corner. Does in fact do so. Rhyme just waiting for an opportunity to strike, just has to time it perfectly.
Oh, they hear it. ardiis. No, ardiis, no! I think he had the recon bolt in mind, and now neural theft will make matters even worse. Can't blame ardiis for trying to hold on there, and Fearoth winning that op shot against mixwell is not looking good. The resurrection will come through, but it's a shot that is actually mistimed by Fearoth. On the opposite side, though, it's hit with 1, hit with 2. The Guardian, he's making it work. mixwell off to the side, now going to be greeted with the operator from Fearoth. All down to pyth. On his lonesome, 1v4. I think we know how these go. Trying to find some exit frags, but there's too many.
Strong he was performing in the second half. CREA trying to escape the Hunter's Fury. Manages to get away after the first pulse does connect. And then goes for the port to escape a further shock to his body. Good play coming out from him, but they've had to surrender control of short. pyth is pushed all the way up into the U-Haul. The rest of the team starting to gather up in that territory as well. You've got the Omen here right around the corner. There's still 3 players on A, with 1 going deep through the showers. But there's the wall going down and the plant coming in. The question is whether or not the Sova is going to spot the jet on the back end of this play first. And there's the peek, and it goes the way of mixwell. The Bucky, oh so strong at point blank range.
And now mixwell will find himself an upgrade. A crucial one for G2 to win. You know, their goal at this point is obviously to get us to overtime. But Hip's got a showstopper. He'll find pyth. And now still the fight continues. That spike ticking down and it's the classic boost from luckeRRR, but this time he doesn't really see anyone. Quick shot from him. ardiis is going to be the one to fall. Patitek with the Sheriff will get the job done, but CREA is also going to continue that fight all down to davidp now as his team members are starting to fall all around him. And now with the defuse coming through. That's close, but I think they'll get it done. 0.82 seconds left